Thankfully, you have some time to get ready for them. How do you say sometimes like, oh, so-and-so got passed at such and such, which to me is like this milestone that I'm talking about, like this final boss. And not a final boss, it's one of the bosses in the video game, right? Like, let's say like in Zelda, when you're like getting your rings, it's like one of the stones in the ring.
Right.
But to me, sometimes I feel like you present it like it's the final boss. And so where do you think you are now after we had that conversation that I challenged you to recalibrate how high in regard and how life-changing you think this thing is going to be? Because when it happens to you, because you're manifesting it, I don't want you to wake up the next day and expect you to have like bigger armor and a bigger sword and like the keys to the castle when it's really just another day and a milestone happened.
Right, thank you. You phrased it perfectly. I think it's a twofold. I almost said problem. It's a twofold situation.
And do you want to say what I'm alluding to? It's like passing it, whatever. Like
yeah. So I
explain it all.
Over a 5-year period, I've watched certain people get certain places, and I go, "Why am I not there?"
And what's the specific passing at whatever?
So there's like clubs. Like in other words, so if you audition for a club, and I still haven't gotten to that point, but essentially you do a performance, and if you do well enough, you get to come back a couple times, and then they go, I believe this is how it works. To be clear, I'm not quite sure.
MeMeCherry presents a series of fortunate events. Fortunate events. Fortunate events. A series of fortunate events.
Sorry, my limited plumbing skills are of no use.
I know. It's too bad it's not a porno where you can pretend to be one, right?
Ha ha. Yeah, life imitating art.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of the series of Fortunate Events Papa Podcast, brought to you by it's still me, MeMeCherry, and I'm joined today by
Seamus Donohoe.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm exhausted. I'm prepping for the show. We're potting today.
Yep.
You're actually going to be taking over the reins as of 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, folks. If you remember, I'm that guy that used to work here.
Oh,
My name is Seamus, and today we're going to get a little too honest, as per usual, and we're going to give our lovely hostess a bit of a break today.
Start there with the used to, because we never have officially on the podcast addressed it.
Yeah, so let's do it. Let's just jump right in, because honesty's best policy for everything. We had a bit, or I had a bit of an audio / video snafu, and I completely, 100% to whatever deity you believe in, I completely ruined an entire podcast episode. And this lovely soul attempted to retain me, even though I was in one of the most manic episodes of my career and or life, and we are still doing the Big Bake, which we will talk about, because my God, is that going to be fantastic. But we're still friends, still unmarried. Tried it, didn't work out, but that's okay. No, it was a...
Wait, you tried to marry me?
Professionally. It didn't work out either way.
It did low-key feel like we were married for a weekend when we went to Vegas.
It did feel like that. I mean that's the place to figure out if you can.
If you want to get married or not.
If you want to get married, or if you want to get married, you know.
And we both left almost hating each other.
Yes. Some more than others. No,
I'm kidding.
Yes, it was an interesting time. My life sort of hit a wall, and unfortunately, it bled into the professional world, which usually, if I'm being 100% Delulu honest, it doesn't really affect anybody else. It's just kind of my own weirdness. And this time it went too far, and it ruined your show, and it ruined the fact that there was a guest. The guest felt a certain way about it, probably. You certainly felt a certain way about it. And
I mean, they never posted the show.
That's a bummer. That's probably on.
I dropped off a cake, and he looked at me like I had 3 heads.
Yeah, and the thing is that, you know, there's they say that
shout out June's Pizza.
Some people, I don't know if this is the quote, but there's no nobility in trying. And I tried real hard, but there's a difference between trying and actually doing the job. And there were aspects of the job that I thought I could handle that I absolutely could not. And it's taken 2 therapists, a brutal breakup, loss of many friendships, and everything in between to kind of come back to be like, I know what I'm good at, and that's being sidekick to this one on a big blowout. And that's about it. That and comedy and sometimes single moms. But other than that, I'm very much an artist, as John Lennon might have said, and I am sticking to my better use of guns. But luckily, this one has been nice enough to allow me the platform to figure it out. And no, it wasn't. I mean, for a second, it got real bad, but I've had worse divorces. But one thing I want to talk about.
But what do you mean? What got real bad? What got real bad?
Well, I mean, our working relationship, our personal relationship, just life. It got so hectic and so crazy that you had to make a really brutal decision. That even though you do love and care for me, you had to do what's best for your career and your life, and be like, hey, I ain't paying my time, my money, and basically, my time and money on a situation that's not going to help me grow. And this show and the projects you work on at Oaklash, and everything included, you needed your energy there, and you didn't have time to babysit somebody who was going through their shit. That's my time. That's that's not on you. So.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like things were jamming. We started working together, and then Vegas was like a big marker because it was like best of times and worst of times, because some of the best content from this year so far came out of that trip, hugely in part thanks to you, your booking skills, your assistant skills. But it was also on that trip that you started to kind of like fade on me a little bit, and you weren't showing up like you had been showing up before. And I remember like you would kind of like just disappear on me and like go off to like go make phone calls. And I just felt kind of like something was off, something was weird. And then we got back from Vegas and things were weird. And we had kind of, we were recording with 2 other guests, not the previous one that we mentioned. This was like a different day. And me and you were just having a conversation and just talking about things and talking about life. And it got like a little contentious and it got a little like, dime. Está bien, gracias.
It's our sponsor.
Yeah, my apartment. Está abierto. Okay. La perrita está ahí. Sí, está bien. What was I saying? So we got back from, so it was the day that we recorded with Nikki and Mud. Those episodes were already out. And we were preparing, and I just could tell that something was happening with you. And I was asking you questions. And, there's just been layers to also like our relationship and our connection that has been a little complicated, and sometimes boundaries have been a little blurred. And this was one of those days that like I was pushing a little bit and I was poking a little bit and I was asking questions that you didn't like, and you like barked at me.
Oh, I didn't bark. I went full Pacino.
No, you barked at me, but which made me bark back. And then I got what I like to say, Puerto Rican on you.
Yeah.
And then I started crying, and then it was like a whole thing, and we were like literally preparing for like guests to show up, and I was like, we can't do this right now. And we somehow got it together. And it was funny because you had just had me cut one of my shirts to be like a little slutty slut. And then I remember you disappeared and you came back and you had like changed your shirt. You're like, I feel naked after our fight. I feel naked. I need to put some clothes on. But we got it together, and Mud and Nikki, like, I don't think they noticed. I don't think they could tell that anything was going on. I think they had a great time.
It was very sunny and Cher.
Yeah.
We figured it out pretty quickly.
And so we did that, but then after that we had some conversations and just kind of like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, can you keep showing up the way that, I need you to? And so we had restructured your role. Like we had quote unquote kind of like low-key demoted you. And then the big technical issue happened. And that's when I was like, oh God, this is like the universe slapping me over the head, telling me to get rid of him. That like, if I keep him around, it's really going to hurt me somehow. And so I was gutted though. Like that shit fucked me up for like a good month. Like, and then I was doing too much. Like it was that, and then I was trying to do like, you know, the micro bakery and the LLC and the day job. And then I started kind of fucking up and making mistakes at the day job. And like that scared me. And so then I had to like drop things and scale back on some things. And that's why the micro bakery hasn't happened yet, because I needed to like take a break and take a minute and like focus on the things that pay the rent and then go from there. And so for the last 6 or 8 weeks or so, it's been that, like just recalibrating, refocusing, thankfully. And then the other thing was that I had scheduled and we had planned that second Vegas trip, and you were supposed to go with me. And then in that time is when all this was happening. And then we decided that you weren't going to go. And then the April video went viral. And then I felt bad. And I was like, no, you should come because like you gave me my biggest, you know, successful video. And actually kudos to you that you were like, oh yeah, shout out April. But kudos to you that you knew better. You were like, nope, you need to go on your own. I think let's keep this as is. I'm going to stay home. I got shit going on. And it actually was for the better. And, you know, I had a great time in that giant suite with the patio. And it was just me and the dog. And, you know, there were times that, like, you know, it was a little tough doing it by myself, but I got it done. And it was a reminder that I could do it by myself. But I had also become very, you know, like having you around had helped a lot. And so it was an adjustment to go back to doing it by myself and, like, this big giant trip by myself that we had planned together. And yeah, it like low-key triggered like my anxiety and my depression for a few weeks. And I remember there was at one point that we talked on the phone and I was telling you that like my boss had checked in on me because they could tell that I wasn't doing okay. And you were like, well, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm not.
Well, I do, if I may, while I have the time, I do want to address one thing. I don't talk about this a lot because so I've lived most of my 14 years off of booze thinking
and the
that
microphone
like,
picks you up.
Huh?
The microphone. There's no audience. You can just talk.
I know. Well, I'm a whatever. I'm
unless
a
you want all the neighbors to hear you.
At this point, I'm a huge Mariah Carey. Let's be honest. I'm at the point in my life where I just I've run out of time to not be honest. And honestly, I thought that I could use marijuana to maintain.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. I remember you coming over for the flight, and that was the first time that I saw you high. And I remember I was like, what the fuck is happening with him?
I just, I couldn't tell you the time frame, but there was a long time, and I'm being honest with the people I'm trying to work with. So at a certain point, this is insane, I got to 28 grams of weed a day. I was comatose for the things that I was, like my dad and his cancer, personal dating stuff, and there's no excuse. It's just, a person who was kind to me was trying to get me to focus, and I was like, I hate everything in my life. Comedy's not going well. My relationship's not going well. I don't know who to trust. There were times where I treated her and other core members of my family, meaning my friends, who I consider family, like enemies. Like I've been punching at a wall inside my brain and in my heart in different ways for such a long time. That I wrote down. It's like, I'm so used to war, I've forgotten what peace might feel like.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had a conversation. I remember once when I was trying to like manage you, right? And like trying to figure out your motivation and like what motivates you, what hurts you, what breaks you. And I remember at one point telling you like, hey bro, like I feel like you have lived such a life that was driven by chaos, that you respond to chaos, because it seemed like at that time being nice to you and saying things in a nice way wasn't getting through, and when I would bark at you is when you would snap into attention, and I don't want to be that kind of manager. And I remember telling you that like if me being loud and aggressive is what's going to get your attention, if us working in chaos is what's going to get your attention, that's not going to work for me. But that was an interesting realization. And like, you know, and like I've had conversations with other people that are like people managers, and they like love to manage people, and it's like the thing that they love about their job. And I'm like, I do not identify as a people manager. And working with you definitely brought that up for me, that like, can I even do this? Like, can I even like have anybody work for me? It was a lot. It was really interesting.
Well, I definitely think you can. I mean, I've seen, you obviously collaborate with other folks and do episodes and reach out to shout out Mama Celeste and other folks that have given you the a library of advice.
I guess the big show is my next attempt at like having people do something for me. That's the next, like that's the next step. That's the next version. That's the closest thing that I'm doing right now to like putting a show together and running people. And that's been interesting. Like, this is my, I've helped other drag shows. I've helped, drag shows that bring thousands of people, like the aforementioned Oaklash.
Yeah.
And I had a cute little live show at Fluid 510 a couple of years ago where, I had 3 fairy drag mothers and like 10 friends and family that showed up. Right now, my cast is almost that size for this show, and like I didn't know how to like finagle people. My first run of show was like this big, and thankfully I have very generous people in community that produce shows that gave me golden feedback. Shout out Glampy T, shout out Mud the Two Spirit, shout out Mama Celeste, shout out even Churonomi, who gave me some feedback along the way too. You all put on amazing shows, and the fact that you deem me worthy of even a second of your advice is just, I'm humbled and I'm gracious and I'm grateful. And so I took that feedback and I applied it. But Celeste did tell me that one good thing, it's better to start big and like bring it in than like start small and have to build it out.
Yeah. Explains my alcoholism.
No,
I agree.
My love life. No, I don't know. That didn't make sense.
no, kind of knowing your history, actually. So the interesting thing is that I don't know if you suffer from the same affliction. I definitely do. Is that when I first got sober, so many people needed me in a weird way. Like once I kind of quote unquote got my shit together in some form or function, everybody else in my life kind of fell apart. And so I took this role of like, oh, I must do this and that. Like perfect example is like in a 6-month period, I think I've talked about it, apologies. In 6 months, the girl I was dating at the time, my mother and my father all got different forms of cancer. Yeah. And I was in 2 plays, working like 3 jobs, living in Oakland, but driving to Los Gatos, where she was, and then staying the nights with my parents. And my parents at different times, solid, amazing people. Cancer ruins you, literally physically. But like, I was like, "Hey, Dad, you want to go walk?" And he'd be like, "Why the fuck would I want to go for a walk? I'm dying." And that was my hero. Still is. Yeah. And again, no excuses, but I think I hit a point in my life in different times where I'm like, I don't want to be the strong one anymore.
I get that.
I just want to fucking. Sorry for the swearing. But I just want to. I want to smoke weed. It was weird. Like in college when I would smoke weed, I would eat Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, anything I could have. Now, like I was just like, I'm gonna get crazy muscular with it. It's like it was a weird. Psychosis.
If you're listening, go to the YouTube. We're flexing right now.
Oh, by the way, congratulations on yourself for restarting now.
Well, that's why it's a journey. It's a whole journey, and it continues to be a journey. It will forever be a journey. And journeys are not linear, and you're not always moving on your journey. Yeah. And so, early in the year, when I went to Puerto Rico, I hurt my wrist when I was on vacation. And it was still, like, I kept rehearsing it. I actually rehearsed it when we went to Vegas. Mm-hmm. And I'm now back on, like, working out every day. But for a few weeks there, I had travel going on. I had, like, the low-key depression going on. Yeah. Everything was too much. And so I didn't really work out that much, if at all, for, like, maybe 3-4 weeks. But now my wrist is finally, like, good. It doesn't hurt anymore. My knee also had started hurting. It doesn't hurt anymore. Like, I was starting to, like, collect injuries from all that wear and tear. Yeah. And so that's another thing, is that, like, when you're working out consistently and as hard as I do, because I'm slowly working my way back up to 2-a-days again, getting ready for the show. And so it was good that I took that break, because I feel good now. Like, I'm pushing myself right now. And if I hadn't taken that break, I would still be dealing with injuries. Like, now I'm dealing with the imbalance. Now I'm realizing I was pushing myself today on chest press, and it was like a really heavy upper body day. Mm-hmm. And I realized that the left side is a little imbalanced because I was babying it for so long with the hurt wrist. Sure. So now bringing it back in line. But yeah, no, I feel really good. I am, oh, the phone's recording. I think it's 13 months sober from alcohol.
Shout out Sobriety.
California sober. I can smoke weed. He cannot. And so, yeah, it's been interesting. And yeah, life has just been interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, because I certainly am I mean, this is obvious, but I am a vastly different person clean than I am when I'm just kind of like...
Well, yeah. And for me, not having alcohol in my life has been an enormous, it's been life-changing for real.
And there's a lot of things that I applaud you for. One of which
Please.
is...
I'm gorgeous, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm talented, I'm funny.
And tan.
I have a podcast.
And a podcast.
You read all my material and you said don't change a thing?
That's true. But one thing I'll say is like, you, even in the crisis of everything, let's break it down. Your worst is you blubber up, you show your emotion. Where I just go pure insanity, and I'm still working on figuring out like where that comes from and why that is.
What
and
does
stuff
insanity look like in your eyes?
In my eyes?
Yeah, like when you're describing your version of insanity, what is it?
Okay, perfect example. I am now in a position to not only help other comics, but sort of direct everything. And when someone in the game runs the light, I mean, going over the time, you can just light them again or whatever. And I just go nuts on them. I go, who the fuck do you think you are? Why the fuck did you do this? I know why you're doing this. Fuck you. And that's not healthy.
No, that's dry drunk shit.
And yeah, and I'm really this is the thing. This is one of the biggest things that I've discovered is that I mean, it's pretty typical, I guess. I test people to the point where they suffocate.
You test them till they suffocate?
Like where I'm like, how much, like how,
like you push till
like
they
I push
till
and
they
I
break?
push and I yeah, basically because there are yourself included. I still have very good people in my life, but the people who literally have saved my life 10 minutes later go back to heroin or fentanyl and they're dead. And so every once in a while, like I found out I'm doing Cobb's in December. Like I'm finally on stage, like we talked about the manifesting.
Congrats.
Not only that, I'm directing 2 of the shows before then.
Well, let's make sure you make it to then.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't burn out and like burn a bridge coming out of then.
And the funny thing is that it's been 5 in terms of commercial.
We literally wrote that down.
We did, yeah. And I wouldn't be where I am today without you for sure, and without the break too, because and this isn't a disparaging of myself. This is, I know I have to work on stuff, and I'm awesome, especially in the sack. You're welcome.
Let's take a quick commercial break on that note because I'm gonna make sure that this is still recording because it's hot right now.
Yeah.
And it's about commercial break time. But hold that thought.
I was wondering, do you remember that you have a Patreon?
Wait, I have a Patreon?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Not only do you have a Patreon, but you also have a certain level of each Patreon that each person can aspire to become.
Yes, you can aspire to be one of my patrons.
What is the first level?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked. The honey level. And in the honey level, you're going to get a sticker in the mail. You're also going to get production credit.
Hey.
And you also get access to hot cam footage, editing footage that used to end up on the editing room floor digitally that now ends up in your hot little pockets in your honey level of the Patreon.
What
Yes.
is the second tier?
We have a sugar tier. In the sugar tier, you're going to get not 1 sticker. You're going to get 2 stickers in the mail every month. You're going to get the production credit.
Hey.
You're going to get the hot cam footage.
Okay.
But you're also going to get the new Patreon exclusive What's in My Snurse and or just other Patreon exclusive content that would not be at the honey level because honey, you're okay, but you're not sugar. If you take sugar and you throw it in a pot, put a little heat on it,
Okay.
you get caramel.
There's a caramel tier now?
That's the top tier.
Okay. I have to know what is in the caramel tier.
What's in the caramel? You get 2 stickers in the mail every month. You know that you also get a little note handwritten by me?
What?
Yes, everybody gets a note with the stickers.
Well, that's fun.
I mean, it's like Christmas. I told you.
Okay.
You get the stickers. You get the production credit because you're what? A producer.
Hey.
You get the hot cam footage. You get the snurse footage. You get the other Patreon exclusive footage. But you also, and we are coming up on the first drop of these that people are going to get t-shirts in the mail, because every 6 months the caramel level gets a t-shirt in the mail. So yeah, so that is the Patreon.
Patreon.
That's perfect. It was right about break time. Okay. Hi, we're back.
Shalom.
Keep going.
Yeah, I've just
That was so seamless.
yeah, I've just that's typical. I've just gotten to the point in my life where I told somebody the other day. I don't like to say this out loud, but it's true. I've gotten away with a lot in my life, and I don't really know why. I mean, people have told me, they've given me reasons, but I looked at this person who is relatively new in my life, and I was like, I don't know what you're supposed to be, where I'm supposed to go, how I end up in your life, how you end up in mine, why you're here, why I'm not, whatever. But I don't want to get away with things, and I don't want to bullshit anymore, because I grew up with a really strong mother and a really solid father and really cool siblings, and I don't know any of them. Even 14 years in sober, I mean, I want to, but I'm still, my brother's the one who makes money and's got a real job, and my sister also makes money, speech pathologist, has 4 kids. He's got 3 kids.
They're the grown-ups, and you're like still a child.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that this child has put on over 300 shows and spent $35,000 and just trying to figure out what the fuck I am. Probably I shouldn't say that out loud, but I spent a lot of money on stuff that I because I thought I knew what I was doing. And the funny thing is, a lot of times, 9 times out of 10 now, I turn the corner and go, no, what I was doing had a good start or a good idea. It just, there was no plan.
Yeah.
It was just, oh, they don't like that person, I'll hire them. Oh, they don't want this team, I'll show them. And that's noble and that's great, but like, what's next?
Yeah, and also not the most fertile ground to be growing things in either.
No, because I keep going back to this place of, if you don't want me, fuck you, at least I'm not in jail again. And that's not a life.
No, it's not.
Like,
I mean, it is, but it's a very low vibrational expectation.
Yes.
And I do believe you want higher for yourself, and
I'm afraid of it.
I think that's part of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think you self-sabotage for sure. I think you chase dragons because you like the burn, and I say that as a dragon chaser myself, who's
Also,
trying
you're
to
the
reform.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting because I remember having this conversation with you that like, I think you want better at that point. I think you've come farther since then, and I'm actually very proud of how far you've come since I let you go. But at that time when I was having to let you go, I was like, I think you want this better life, but I don't think you're willing to put in the actual work that needs to be done. Now I think you're getting better at putting in the actual work. I think you're just planting your seed in fertile grounds. Now you're like in rubble, like you're trying to plant seeds in like rubble where all you're going to get is weeds. And right now you're dancing. Yes. Right now you're kind of dancing with some weeds, but I see you at least trying to garden, and I see you breaking your hoe on the rocks, because you are, but at least you're trying to garden. And so I'll give you that. Now it's just the challenge that I think, because we've had other conversations too, that like, you hold in high regard these certain positions in the quote unquote comedy community, which to me are milestones, but to you, I hear you speak of them in terms of like when you're playing Zelda and you like beat a boss level and you get to like the next level and you're going to have a new armor and you're going to be like that much more advanced in the game. And I think there's some truth to that, but I don't think your armor is as ready as you think it is for it to upgrade as much as you think it could with these things happening for you. Thankfully, you have some time to get ready for them. How do you say sometimes like, oh, so-and-so got passed at such and such, which to me is like this milestone that I'm talking about, like this final boss. And not a final boss, it's one of the bosses in the video game, right? Mm-hmm. Like let's say like in Zelda when you're like getting your rings, it's like one of the stones in the ring.
Right.
But you, to me, sometimes I feel like you present it like it's the final boss. And so where do you think you are now after we had that conversation that I challenged you to recalibrate how high in regard and how life-changing you think this thing is going to be? Because when it happens to you, because you're manifesting it, I don't want you to wake up the next day and expect you to have like bigger armor and a bigger sword and like the keys to the castle when it's really just another day and a milestone happened.
Right, thank you. You phrased it perfectly. I think it's a twofold. I almost said problem. It's a twofold situation.
And do you want to say what I'm alluding to? It's like passing it, whatever. Like
Yeah. So I
explain it all.
over a 5-year period, I've watched certain people get certain places, and I go, why am I not there?
And what's the specific passing at whatever?
So there's like
reference?
clubs. Like in other words, so if you audition for a club, and I still haven't gotten to that point, but essentially you do a performance, and if you do well enough, you get to come back a couple times, and then they go, I believe this is how it works. To be clear, I'm not quite sure, but they go.
And so that's the thing. You're not even that certain. You're not even that sure.
I don't even know what a joke is. Here's the crux of all this is that I was told as a very ironic, because I've never really been small, but like a small child, you have brutal learning disabilities. Don't ever touch a microphone. It's such a dumb, like you're not meant for it, whatever. And somewhere along the line,
That's not nice.
whether it was proving it to my older brother or my parents or whatever, I was like, watch. And then I did.
Were they the ones telling you that?
No. Well, not to the same vein. They were like, if you want it, we support you. But like, be realistic, you know.
You're not Julia Roberts.
Right, which is funny because I'm not. To be clear,
You're not Reverse the Pretty Woman.
Yeah. So to be clear, I'm
mom said
marginally attractive still for an Irish male. I'll say that. But like, I had looks, I had talent, I had time. I didn't trust this and this ever. And so every relationship, every friendship, it's like, well, I guess I don't belong. And people are like, bro, you're 6'3". You can jump, you can run. That's athleticism. You're interesting, you're funny, you're all these like gifts, because they're not mine, they're gifts. My parents boned and gave them to me. And God goes, you don't get hair, but you can sing a little bit. Like that's, hello. That's the deal. So for a while, and to be honest, I'm still a little bit here. I'm like, why does so-and-so get to? And the fact of the matter is,
And these are the conversations that we've had.
they busted their ass.
Period.
They've lived their lives. I don't know if they have kids or if they don't.
But there's also this other conversation that we have that sometimes you'll be like, oh, so-and-so is getting passed at such and such. It's going to change their life.
Yeah,
like, you've literally used those words.
Because that's what I finally figured out is the crux of all this problem is in my head and in my mind and in my soul. I've built this idea that if I get somewhere, the girlfriend won't leave again.
Sure.
Like the parents won't judge
Daddy
me.
will love me finally.
Yeah, all that stupid shit.
I get that.
And the different and in a good way, I was like, I'm unhealthy physically, right? Then I literally went from 265 to 162. That's insane. In 18 months, like that's too much. And so I was like, I'm gonna do the reverse, and I'm gonna look like Wolverine by the time they want me. To be clear, I look like Wolverine in X-Men 1. Still working on it. But I allowed this fugazi, this fake thing of if I have muscles, if I have money, if I have this, then I'll be okay. And then I had certain things, like I had a lot of things, and it was never enough. And the people in my life are like, dude, are you ever going to be happy? And I'm like, are we all eating yet? And that became two problems. You're not my boss. You didn't make me. You don't feed me. I don't need you to feed me. I'll feed myself, meaning them. And two, go learn to do that for yourself. And I'm still learning it. But my entire life has been about like, well, my parents were happy when I was a plumber. The girl I was dating was happy when I was and yeah, dry drunkenness. Like, oh, but I did this. And you're like, cool, but you set that house on fire, you idiot. And you didn't call the fire department when you could have, And I've justified a lot of bullshit because I'm unhappy. It's not okay. And again, if I'm being honest, yeah, there's plenty of situations similar to yourself, non-professionally. I'm just like, well, that's your problem, bitch. And it's ruined people's situations. And now I'm like, this is why I don't have so-and-so as a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not a joke anymore, but I'm like, this is the most public, resentful meltdown I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because I go from like, I'm unhappy inside to people like, hey, you want to help me run a club?
But you run with a crew of
Psychos.
a few of you are public meltdowners. So
Yeah,
you're not alone there. I used to be a public meltdowner. Back when Twitter was good.
Yeah.
I just learned to implode instead of explode, which is not any better. Now I try to breathe through it and not spiral, and I try to name the spiral, and I try to like not spiral.
Oh, one thing I wanted to say, because I was thinking about this before we even talked about podcasting,
Sure.
and this is just something it's like, of all the manifesting, of all the things I talk about, this is going to sound way more insane probably than anything I've said all day.
Inside of my brain.
The thing that keeps me from the bottle is pots and pans.
What?
Because when I was in rehab, the punishment for dirty pee tests, for lateness, for anything, was pots and pans.
What do you mean?
We'd have these big banquets, right, where former alumni would come in, and friends and family, like big Sunday dinners.
Would you have to clean them?
Yeah, you've got to clean them. And I had a broken foot, and I'm not much better at pots and pans now, but I told myself, I'm never going to do pots and pans again. And people are like, if you live in a home, you got to do pots and pans. I was like, yeah, but it's different.
It's
'Cause
your
not
pot
an
and pan.
industrial kitchen.
And it's your pot and pan.
Yeah, it's the life that I built. And if I dirtied up this pot and pan because I made shitty pasta, I'll clean it because I want to. Not because if I don't clean it, I have to sit
You're
in
more in
San
trouble.
Quentin.
Yeah.
Like, and people are like, that's the weirdest metaphor. But I'm like,
No,
that's what
that makes
kept me
sense
from
to
drinking.
me. That makes sense to me.
Not so much weed, but
Yeah.
because if I'm the moment that I first hit that joint, whenever I hit it, I was like, at least I'm not drinking and driving.
Sure.
At least I'm not yelling at people. And I told myself when I was 20. I was 23. I said, I'm not an alcoholic if I always use condoms and I don't pee my pants. And I peed my pants, and I'm like, I'm good. I need to go get help. And it was dumb, but I'm the type of person where a house is on fire and someone's like, you want to leave? I'm like, no. And then I go, you know what? It's pretty warm in here. And they're like, yeah. And that's when I leave. And I'm sorry, and I'm trying to figure out, as soon as I even sense fire, I go, I can't go in this building right now.
Period. Me and you, I mean, that's a way better way than I've told you. And yes, because we've also had conversations about that. My version is, why do you keep drinking from poisons that well you? I mean, from wells that poison you, from poisons that well you. But that's what it feels like. It feels like a poison that wells you. Ooh, that was kind of a mistake on purpose.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a poison that wells you.
I think I thought about this as well. Is that rage and the manipulation of fear kept me alive as a security guard. Because when that guy nearly killed me, the only thing that kept me alive is the last inches of power I had left. And to be clear, my brother beat me like in a bad way, but like when we were kids, get out of here, whatever, just older brother shit. But I've physically never lost a fight ever in my life. Like, I just always won. I just figured out a way. I hit him harder, hit him faster. This guy, I hit him with everything I had, and he didn't flinch.
Eesh.
And he physically lifted me,
Eesh.
threw me into a car, put a gun on my chest.
Your...
Yeah, when I tore my labrum, shattered everything, put a gun on my chest. The only reason I'm alive is because someone with more guns showed up at the exact same time and said,
Not more gun.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Damn, the good guy with a gun showed up.
Basically, yeah.
Damn.
Oakland saved my life in a multitude of ways, but it's also...
If it wouldn't get restricted by YouTube, I would call this episode More Gun, but it's going to have to be pots and pans.
Pots and yeah. Too much pot, too many pans. Yes, yeah. But yeah, no, I've seen really solid people stop being solid, and also life on life's terms. Like I've talked about this before, but my last sponsor, I have a temporary one right now, but my last core sponsor, the last things he said to me was actually a joke. He goes, I love you, but you got too many fucking problems. I got my own. I'm moving to such and such. He died the next day.
Oh, no.
His heart just stopped. And in that day, I said, I don't need AA. I don't need these rooms. And I didn't drink. Still haven't.
Yeah.
But I left something in that last place, because I said, if he can't make it, what do I deserve? And it's fucked, but I now understand, now that I'm back in the rooms and I'm in shout out my men's TBI group.
Brain injury.
Yeah. And I have and I have
traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, I have plenty of strong women in my life that I'm not dating, to be clear. But no, the men that have like.
I mean, you kind of are, and you're not supposed to be.
Yeah, well, I'm taking slow. I'm trying to take things slow, as I realize I should not be taking things at all.
Yeah. I just want to make sure, because we were talking about this earlier. I want to make sure that you're not deluluing your way through that either.
Like through everything else? Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to delulu less. Just enough delulu, like the Diet Coke of delulu. Okay, well, I feel like we've done some good yapping. How about, I'm going to make sure that it's still on because I can't see. And then we'll do a promo. Then
show promo.
We're still on. Cute. Oh my God, it's the ground. Yeah, it's just barefoot, pebbly ground.
Right.
I'm not, the Puerto Rican in me is fading. I used to run around barefoot. Still try to. But I have sandal tan, so I'm trying to even out my sandal tan.
I got a brutal V-neck tan in like March, and I was like, it's not even close to summer. What are we doing?
Okay, let's pose for a thumbnail, and then SOFEPod.com/live, SOFEPOD.com/live, seriesoffortunateevents.com/live. You're gonna have to click one more link for the Eventbrite, but yes, please, tickets are selling. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a super cute show. We're going to have drag superstars on stage. We're going to have stand-up comedy legends on stage. Mm-hmm. We're going to have TikTok stars on stage. We're going to have, because we have more than one TikTok star, Betty Jane and Amir are both, and Nikki. They're quite busy on the talk.
Just keep naming all my crushes, why don't you?
I will be doing a very cute number. It's my halfway transition in my drag journey. In my first drag show, I was turned into a drag queen for the first time. I did a Jenna Marbles number, very conceptual, very out there. This year, I'll tell you now, because why not, I'm doing, there's a lot of FOMO, me including right now, because my boyfriend in my head, Bad Bunny, is doing an amazing residency right now in my homeland of Puerto Rico. And so for everybody that's feeling FOMO like me, we have Bad Bunny at home. I'm doing a teeny tiny version of the residency. I'm doing a Bad Bunny mini mega mix. It was a 10-minute number. It's now down to 7 minutes because I'm doing Mariana, you have big ideas. Let's bring them in and make them manageable. But yes, I am doing a wonderful, beautiful love letter to Bad Bunny into Puerto Rico, a very genderfuck number, very in between. And when we sell out this show, I will start planning the next Sophie Pod Live, which will take me fully on my drag journey into my drag king era. And that's when I will completely turn into a drag king. And that's when Mal Conejo will be born, because I will exclusively do Bad Bunny numbers only when I'm a drag king. Mm-hmm. But I already have very exclusive, very talented drag kings that I'm already talking to book for that show, because we're out here manifesting big. So I'm manifesting a sold out show. SOFEPod.com/live. Another reason why you should come is because one of my love languages is gift giving. You've seen me giving gifts to my cast members.
She's giving.
And she's giving. Yes! She's giving. She's giving gifter. She's giving sugar angel, which is what my drag mom calls me, azúcar angel. And so I will be fully in my sugar angel era. I will be giving away cute things. I have some cute Wicked themed Funko Pop dolls that I'm going to be giving away. I just fell down the Labubu rabbit hole this morning. Check out my first unboxing video. The Labubus, they're very cute. And so I have two that didn't get opened because I found the one that I wanted along my Labubu journey. So two of those are going to be unopened, cute little Labubus that I'm going to be giving away on stage. And maybe some other cute little things will be given away too. So come hang out. It's also the unofficial kickoff party to Outside Lands because it's the Thursday before Outside Lands in San Francisco. So if you're in San Francisco for Outside Lands, come to Oasis. It's on 11th Street. Also, this week we got some very unfortunate news in the community. Our sweet venue, Oasis, actually will be closing its doors at the end of the year. It's bittersweet to be part of the closing lineup. So come party in Oasis while we can. Our spaces are closing right now. Things are just wild out here. People are dying, Kim. But community will stay together, and community will always stick together and will always rise. And just like Oasis was born 10 years ago, 10 years from now, something else will be born for the kids and the queer babies that are coming up now to have a space to go to. But while we have Oasis, till the end of this year, come to MeMeCherry's Big Bake, August 7th. Doors at 6. The amazing superstar DJ Charles Hawthorne will be spinning from 6 to 7. Also, because I'm a very giving person, the first 20 people in the door, so like physically in the door, so like they will literally have them at the door to hand them out. You'll get one of my cute Big Bake pin magnet combos. Is she a pin? Is she a magnet? She's both. It depends on what you're feeling. So get there early so that you can get a pin magnet and so that you can dance and pre-bake with Charles Hawthorne. The oven will be pre-baking. 7 p.m. the show starts. We have a beautiful Act 1 of drag. We have a wonderful Act 2 of comedy. We will have the first reverse roast, aka the Big Bake in the Big Bake. Well, the bake in the Big Bake.
Yes.
And then I'll close out the show doing my We Have Bed Bunny at Home number. What are you most excited about for the show? And what's it been like to be in the group chat? Actually, start there. What's it been like to be in the group chat with like a bunch of dragoons and your sweet, quiet fairy drag mother of comedy, aka godfather of comedy?
It's been fun. Everybody's been really supportive and really cool. It's really cool to hear about everybody's other projects and sort of not only just collaborate on this show, but kind of collaborate as like spiritual and human beings about like the trials and tribulations and frustrations of comedy, life, drag, all of it. Like it's just been a really cool. It's almost like a weirder version of the White Elephant game, but with like information and love. You know, I don't know how else to put it. Like it's
the Pink Elephant.
Oh yeah. There you go. Not to be confused with the Pink Elephant Bar. There is a bar called that.
I'm sure.
They have a goat in the bar.
Oh,
It's
do they have a
interesting.
Pink Taco? No, that's a different place.
The owner does. No.
And there's a place called Pink Taco in LA.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it's LA. It's either LA or Vegas. It might be Vegas, actually. ADHD. What are you looking forward to the most on show night? Besides your crushes.
Besides my crushes, the flirtation's real. I honestly, I haven't.
We have a beautiful
Here's the
cast.
thing: is
Everybody's very sexy.
one of my favorite aspects, or it's not so much comedy now, but of when I was acting, was I never really enjoyed, mostly because I was drunk, but
Ew.
I always valued the rehearsal process. So this time around, I don't get to see anybody's show before it happens, so I'm with you guys in the moment.
Sure.
Which never happens because, yeah, technically I might hear, oh, so-and-so is a comic. Maybe I catch a third or a fourth of a pinch of their set. I've never, like, really just full-on dove in just like everybody else. And that's the coolest thing is, like, yeah, I can watch, like, we went to the show at Oasis a couple months ago.
Yeah,
and
Fresh
I've done
Prince.
the...
Shout out Fresh Prince.
Shout out, thank you, Fresh Prince. And, you know, like, I haven't seen Reparations yet. And there's other projects and other performers and other things that I'm just like vastly interested in getting to know.
Yeah, I
and
need to
they're
know
all
Reparations.
incredibly attractive. So that's who doesn't love eye candy?
Yeah.
You know?
There's some pretty postcards. They made some pretty postcards.
It's true.
I picked some pretty people. Yeah, Charles Hawthorne, superstar DJ, Charles Hawthorne. I'm going to put your tea on the street. They were here this weekend for the Oaklash, third annual Oaklash debrief and pool party where the staff gets together and we talk about how we can make things better next year. And that's how things get better because that's how much people care. And then afterwards we're hanging out. And of course I had the postcards, the little promotional postcards for the show, which also brings me so much joy. Like I had this vision of these recipe postcards. Like literally when I first started thinking about the show and I hired the artists and they first started doing the art, which was like literally months ago.
Right.
And to see it out in the wild now, and to see people reacting to it so well.
Your fruits in fruition.
Yes, and so Charles is low-key obsessed with Betty Jane's recipe. We're all obsessed with Betty Jane. And they were saying that they're considering getting it as a tattoo. I was like, man, that's like the artist would gag, and I think
Let's go
that's so
Lucky
cute.
13 tattoo.
Yeah, I got actually my stepdad tattoo that I got after he died. I got it Lucky 13 in Oakland, right?
No, here in Alameda.
Oh, there's two of them. There's also Lucky
Yeah.
13 in Oakland. But anywho, so yes, Charles was like, "Who's the first person to get Betty Jane as a tattoo?" And I was like, "Well, it sounds like you." So yes, come for the beautiful people. They're also insanely talented. They're
Yeah,
not
it's
just
unreal.
pretty to look at. They're insanely talented. I mean, these are award-winning performers. Nikki Jizz is amazingly, like, stacks on stacks on stacks, award-winning performer. Jota Mercury, award-winning performer. Betty Jane is just a local icon. Sally Limon, also a local icon. Speaking of local icons, we have your fairy,
My guy, Tony
your
Sparks,
fairy,
the
your
Godfather
fairy
of San Francisco
godmother.
comedy. Yeah. It's very true. Yeah.
AKA
My
the godfather.
exclusive host sometimes when he doesn't get bigger gigs. But yeah,
Pregnant with mama.
yeah, he's my mama, I guess. Yes,
He's your papa.
could not be outdone by the original and the only Mama Celeste. But
Yes. The pizza, right?
Yes, but no, and the thing is that, like, I'm starting to get back to year one Seamus in terms of comedy, of where, like, holy shit, that's so and so. Like, 2 people showed up last night that are Cobb's headliners that just they showed up because basically 2 comics were super late or whatever last night, and my headliner is like, I can bring so and so and so and so, and I go, are you absolutely, like, you know, and that's where my life is going, is like, I'm meeting folks in like DJs, drag artists, comics, actors, all kinds of crazy talented folks. And I'm just doing these, like, insane projects. Like, I just show directed or show ran at Yoshi's.
Yes.
In Oakland. Shout out Yoshi's. Thank you for being amazing.
Shout out your
Yeah, I'm gonna be show running at the Punchline Sacramento.
There you go.
And Cobb's, and yeah, there's a lot of kind people that are like, we like your vision, you psycho, rein it in.
Yeah.
And I am insanely lucky. And I'm insanely lucky to do, it's not a number, but my portion of this show.
You're co-hosting with me.
No, I know, but the portion they're not supposed to know about.
Well,
The fun
Ayo.
one, you know.
So yes, you're co-hosting the show with me. You're actually, besides me, gonna have the most time on stage.
Insane.
I am gobsmacked. I'm honored. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I've been rhinestoning my little nerves away. I feel like a real boy. Now
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
really,
I'm rhinestoning.
She's really been literally soup to nuts. Well, actually, baking
to
pan
soup.
to nuts.
Flour to salt.
There you go, even better. See, I come up with strange metaphors, and she makes it make sense. But no, I do have to. This is not a pandering moment because, you know, this is unpaid. Everything you've done, from the moment you picked up your first weight, the moment when you wrote down your first Delulu idea, the moment you started coming up with this crazy collab. If you think about it, from moment one, you're like, this will never work. How could that? And then all of a sudden, the first act, well, shit, that's pretty cool.
This person said yes,
it's rolling and rolling and rolling. And this is where we need you, because we need you rolling and rolling and rolling. Because, again, it may be the first of its kind, and oh yeah, we've heard that before. No, this is going to be fucking
Literally
insane.
the first of its kind.
I'm going to have to make sense of myself. This one's going to have to make sense of herself. We're all going to have to make sense of all of ourselves. But the cool thing is that as sad as SF Oasis is closing, which is ridiculous, by the way. So Elon, whomever, have a heart, turn the cheek.
Too late,
and just, well,
we had a fundraiser.
Okay, well, when Bad Bunny shows up, you won't be saying that. Anyway,
He's in Puerto Rico right now.
Well, he can fly. He's rich.
He can't.
Anyways,
He's not going to save us.
Okay, someone who looks like him might show up. I don't know. Anyways, my point is that everything we thought was too crazy, too big, too whatever, has already either manifested or is continuing. And I've had a small portion of it, but this person has had the entirety of it. And of all the anxiety, of all the fear, of all the stuff, I don't know how.
Yeah, you had a front seat to, like, all the, like, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the anxious, and the crying.
Yeah. I really do wholeheartedly believe that when someone such as yourself puts as much energy into something, it's going to go so well that it's going to be the craziest thing ever that people are just not going to stop talking about, and B, you're gonna finally shout out to Whitney Houston, "Wait to Exhale," because you're going to be able. I think she was in that one. Yeah, she was. Okay,
you're
cool,
right.
'cause,
Good job.
Yeah, I really do believe that everything you've put in the smallest, the medium, and the biggest of ways are there. Everything is just going to come to together. If not, it's going to be a really expensive wedding. That's
Birthday party.
Let's be honest. We could have had the Irish Center. We said no, thank you. SF Oasis.
Yeah, I mean, my last show was low-key like an early birthday party. This one, I hope, is just a party. So come party with us. The first reverse roast, but it's also just drag comedy. And you could walk away with a cute little Labubu. Just come for the fucking Labubu. Or if you want an Elphaba and Glinda Funko Pop doll, come for those too. Come because I am going to be wearing a tiny corset, and it's so tiny I have to wear nipple covers. Come for that.
I will not be wearing nipple covers.
We should put nipple covers on you too.
I mean, hey, if it's in the contract, it's in the contract.
I think it would be so cute. Seamus will be wearing the fun outfit that I got for him to be able to look like my co-host. And he is very happily going to wear the fun little rhinestone outfit that I rhinestoned for him. And
like a rhinestone cowboy.
Yes.
One of my favorite songs. One thing people have been asking me that I've told everybody who will listen is what is a reverse roast?
Sure.
I was perfect example, right? We had a conversation even earlier today, and you're like, sometimes I feel like this is all a mistake, and I was like, where is a reverse roast? No, it's a mistake hiring me. Yeah. It's little subtle viewpoints into. We do very much love each other, but we talked about it at the beginning of the episode. There's tension in life. There's tension in working together, and we've gone from a really awful situation to a beautiful re-collaboration, re-meeting of the minds, which does not happen this way.
Yeah. And honestly, it's just, again, I just want us to be kind of nice to each other for a little bit. And we can be, I also just want it to be a challenge, a creative challenge. I thought it would be fun to have a creative challenge, to be funny, not in a mean way. Why does funny immediately have to correlate with being mean? And so that's what roasts are, is just, being mean under the mask of being funny. And I think the world is mean enough to what it is right now. And so let's just be nice to each other, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
In a cunty way. We can still be cunty without, to me, roasts are racist, inappropriate, using the worst that you know about people against them, and then laughing with each other like you love each other. And yeah, that's some people's love language.
To be honest, not to cut you off, darling, but
drag roasts are that.
I did my first actual roast semi recently, and to be clear, I was high, so that didn't help. But I was an asshole, and I wasn't funny, and people were like, "Bro, that was too much." And I was like, "How?" And that
tends to be roasts to me very often. It's just people pushing the boundary as far as they can for the sake of pushing the boundary because it's a roast. And so I don't know. Call me a Delulu Care Bear, but part of what makes the Labubus so popular is that they're cute, but they're kind of scary. And so let's be creative. Let's be Labubus. Let's be let's be the Labubus of comedy. Let's be a little scary but cute. And so I feel we can be cunty, but in a nice way.
It's clear I could be cunty. So
So that's my idea, but it's just part of the show too, to be honest with you. It's an entire night it's basically a variety show, really. That's what the Big Bake is. So that's why it's a Big Bake. It's not just about the bake. It's about the show. It's about drag stars on stage. It's about giving flowers to stand-up comedy legends from San Francisco. It's about me, scratching my gift kink and giving you gifts, forcing gifts on you. Take my fucking gift. Take the fucking Labubu.
Take it. If you want. Consent is important.
Consensually, yes. Consensually take the fucking boo-boo. That sounded weird.
Yeah.
I think that's our cue to start wrapping up the flight.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll let you bring the plane down.
Wow. Well, it wasn't a perfect landing as always. There'll be some edits